Jai Swaminarayan. In the previous lecture, we had already discussed about the nutrition part 1, and in that you had already learned about the process of photosynthesis, and in that you learn this equation. Clear? That is CO2 plus water in the presence of the sunlight and chlorophyll, that is the green pigment. It converts into the energy, that is the glucose, and also it split the oxygen gas. Clear? So this is the basic reaction of the process that is called as a photosynthesis. And today we will discuss about the photosynthesis and which components are necessary for the photosynthesis. Okay, so let's start with our part 2, that is we also discussed this 3 point. Okay, so let's quick revise these 3 points. That is, first, the absorption of light energy, the absorption of light energy by the chlorophyll. Clear? So the absorption of light energy that obtained with the help of the chlorophyll. Clear? And then after it convert into the glucose. Now the second one is the conversion of light energy to the chemical energy. There is a conversion of light energy to the chemical energy and splitting of water molecule into the hydrogen and the oxygen. So here here the water molecule that convert into the H2 and O2. Okay, so that split the H2O, that split into H2 plus O2. Clear? Now the third is the reduction of carbon dioxide to the carbohydrates. So the end product is the energy. Okay, that is the carbohydrate. So there is a reduction of carbon dioxide, that is CO2, into the carbohydrates. Clear? So these are the 3 points that include in the process that is called as a photosynthesis, and this will ask in your exam also. Okay, this will ask in your exam also, that is which events occurs during the process of photosynthesis. So you have to write these 3 events. Clear? Now here these steps need not take place one after the another immediately. Okay, here one example is given, that is the desert plant example. Here in the desert plant, that take up the carbon dioxide at night, that means it takes the CO2 gas at night, and they prepare an intermediate which is acted upon by the energy that absorbed by the chlorophyll during the day. So this is the day and night process. Okay, the day and night. Clear? So in the desert plant, the photosynthesis carried out into the 2 steps, that is first is during the day and second is during the night. Okay, here why it occurs in these 2 steps? Because the stomata opens during the night. Okay, and the stomata that close at the daytime. Okay, so during the daytime there is a more sunlight. Yes, during the daytime there is a more sunlight, and at night it absorbs the carbon dioxide. Okay, at night it absorbs the carbon dioxide and prepare their intermediate. Clear? So in the desert plant, the plant take up carbon dioxide at night. Here they take the carbon dioxide at night and they prepare the intermediate, which the end product, that is the energy that absorbed by the green pigment, that is the chlorophyll, during the day. Why during the day? Because during the day there is a more sunlight, that's why. So it is a 2-step process like day and night. In which type of plants? In desert plants. Clear? So here in the board Another question they can ask that how the photosynthesis take place in the desert plant. Clear? How the photosynthesis that take place in the desert plant. So you have to write from here to here. That is the answer of this question. And I will also attach this question and answer in the assignment also. So you can clear more about it. Clear? Now here the figure 6.1 is also given. So this is the most important figure for exam related. Okay, they can ask this figure that label out this figure, the cross section of a leaf. Clear? So here there is a chloroplast, the air space, the two guard cells. This is the lower epidermis, this is the upper epidermis, this is the waxy cuticle. Okay, and this is the cross section of a leaf. Here they show us the midrib also, the lamina, that is the leaf blade, and also the vein. Okay, and this is the leaf and this is the inner section or inner part of this leaf. Okay, and here what is the meaning of the upper and the lower epidermis? Okay, so the upper epidermis means this is a single layer of a cell. This is the single layer of cell. Okay, this is the single layer of cell that containing few or more chloroplasts, and the lower epidermis that refers to a single layer of a cell on the lower surface of the leaf. This is the upper layer. That's why we call it as the upper epidermis, and this is at the lower part. That's why we call it as the lower epidermis. Okay. So it refers to a single layer of cell on the lower surface of the leaf, and that contains the stomata and as well as the guard cell. Clear? That contain the stomata as well as the guard cells. Clear? So in homework you must have to draw this cross section of a leaf. Clear? Now here, right now, we have to learn about the components of the above reaction. That means these reactions are necessary for the photosynthesis. That means which components are necessary for the process that is called as a photosynthesis. So here there are two components that are necessary. The first is and the second. So right now we'll discuss about the first point. Clear? So the first is the chlorophyll. Clear? And the second one is the sunlight. Okay, because sunlight is also necessary. So if you carefully observe a cross section of a leaf under the microscope, okay, so you will notice that there are some cells that contains the green dot. Okay, they contain the green dot, and this green dot are the cell organelles that we call it as a chloroplast. Clear? The green dot that present inside the leaf, and that green dots are called as a cell organelles, and that cell organelle, that is the chloroplast. Clear? And in chloroplast there is a present of the chlorophyll, and this chlorophyll that gives the green color to the plant. So for that you must have to watch the activity video. Okay, and in that you have to watch that the chlorophyll is necessary or essential for the process that is called as a photosynthesis. Clear? Because chlorophyll is must for the process. Okay, so you must have to watch the below video which I am attaching here. So you have to watch that activity video. Okay, and this is the activity that shows that chlorophyll is essential for the photosynthesis. And after watching the video you have to watch and read the whole points of the 6.1 activity, and you have to write down in your notebook also this activity by watching the video. Clear? And now the second thing that is necessary for the photosynthesis, the second component. Okay, so let us study how the plant obtained the carbon dioxide. Okay, how plant obtained the CO2 gas. So you had already learned in the 9th class that related to the stomata. Okay, that the open and the closed stomata you had already learned about it in the 9th standard. And which are tiny pores, which are the tiny pores that present on the surface of the leaves. So stomata, that are the tiny pores that present on the surface of the leaves, and there is a massive amount of gas exchange that take place in the leaves through these pores. For which purpose? For the process that is called as a photosynthesis. Okay, so there is a massive exchange or massive amount of gas that exchange take place by these two open and closed stomatal pore. Clear? And here it is the important to note here that the exchange of gases, the exchange of the CO2 and another gas is oxygen. Okay, this exchange of CO2 and O2 gas occurs across the surface of the stem, roots and leaves as well. Okay, so there is exchange of gas also occurs across the surface of the stem part, the root parts and the leaves part of the plant. Clear? And since large amount of water can also be lost through this stomata. Okay, there is a large amount of water that lost through stomata, and the plant that close this pore when it does not need the carbon dioxide. Okay, so that's why we call it as a closed stomatal pore. Why we call it as a closed stomatal pore? Because at that time there no need of the carbon dioxide for the photosynthesis, and the opening and the closing of the pore, the opening and the closing of the pore is a function of the guard cell. So these are the two guard cell, and what is the function of the guard cell? That is, yes, that protect. Okay, that protect the plant. Okay, so the opening and closing of the pores is a functions of the guard cell. That means with the help of guard cell there is an opening and the closing of the stomata. Okay, stomatal pores, and the guard cells swell. That means here when the guard cells swell, at that time the water flows into them. That means the water enters and causing the stomatal pore to open. So at that time the stomatal pore that become open. Okay, when the water flows into them, and similarly the pore close. So when it close, because when it close, so at that time the guard cells that shrink. Okay, so the water that not enters into them, the water flow is stop at that time. Okay, so the guard cells swell when the water flow into them and causing the stomatal pore to open, and similarly the pores close if the guard cell become shrink. Okay, this is shrink and this is the swell. Okay, that means swell, that means we call it as a open, and shrink That's why we call it as a closed stomatal pore. Okay, so these two process that are the two things that are necessary, the two components. Okay, we call it as a two components in the scientific word. So the two components that are, first is the which thing, chlorophyll, that is the green pigment. Okay, and the second one is the stomata. Okay, the second one is the stomata. So these two components which are necessary for the reaction or for the process of this photosynthesis. Clear? And after that you have to watch the video of the activity 6.2, and that video I am attaching over here. So you must have to watch the whole video, and after watching the video you have to write down the activity 6.2 also. So you have to write down activity 6.1 and activity 6.2 clear in your notebook, and you have to mention in that which thing you understand from that videos. Okay, and if you don't understand, then you can ask me. And after that, on the basis of the two activities, now you have to, or you know about that the which things are essential for the photosynthesis, like sunlight, then after chlorophyll and stomata. Okay, so these things are basic for the photosynthesis process. Clear? Now we have talked about already related to the autotrophs, okay, which meet their the energy requirements, but they also need other raw materials for building their body. Okay, so water used in the photosynthesis is taken up from the soil. We all know about it, that water used in the photosynthesis is taken up from the soil by the roots in the terrestrial plant. Okay, and the other materials like the nitrogen, the phosphorus, the iron and the magnesium, okay, that are also taken up from the soil. Clear? Water as well as these all minerals like phosphorus, nitrogen, iron and magnesium taken up from the soil. Now here dash is an essential element that used in the synthesis of protein, and we all know about it, that is the nitrogen. Okay, so the nitrogen is essential element used in the synthesis of the protein and as well as the other compound, and this is taken up in the form of the inorganic nitrate or nitrite, and it is taken up as the inorganic compound and which have been prepared by the bacteria, that is the rhizobium bacteria, from the atmospheric nitrogen. That thing you had already learned in the previous class. Okay, so student, this is the end of the autotrophic nutrition. Okay, after that we have to learn about the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, so till here if you have any doubt, so you can ask me. So in the next class we are going to learn about the heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, so students, you must have to submit your work on time and be regular. Okay, just only enjoy your day.